so excited to be here. Welcome everybody to a very, very, very special episode called WildFlowers. I'm going to be talking to Lakisha here shortly, and I just want to give everybody a quick heads up about what we're doing because this is a little bit different from the standard Mrs. Pie. So WildFlowers is a reminder that even in the harshest conditions, through faith, you can blossom into a marvel. And Lakisha, as our special guest in our lineup, she's going to be sharing some of the triumphs and adversities and how she emerged stronger. And I really think this is going to bless somebody. So Lakisha, I am so glad and so honored that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
I'm honored. You already have folks coming. So hello to the Dumping. That's a whole podcast that is here to support you. So hey, Dumping Ground. So really quickly, I want to shout out. We have folks. We're streaming on multiple places. So we've got Facebook. We've got the Come Out of the Wilderness Prayer Group Facebook. We've got LinkedIn. We've got YouTube. We've got Twitter. But we also are on Parade Deck Live TV. And just so you know, there's about 6 million or so subscribers on that there network. So, hey, everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Hello. So, when we were getting this started with WildFlowers, the concept was I really wanted to shift because normally we talk to business women and businessmen, and we come on and talk about our jobs and our lifestyles and our family and those type of things. But really, honestly, I felt like there's an opportunity for us to hear from, especially women like yourselves who've gone through some things and can help the rest of us. So I want to just start by just getting to know you a little bit and finding out, what do you do in your day job? Like what do you do and who are you?
All right. So, as you might can tell in the background, I am at my school that I am teaching at currently. Just graduated with my bachelor's degree in June. I was a teacher's assistant for 7 years. And now I'm in the lead position. Praise God. I have been working with children for years. This is really my passion, my gift. I think I told the story to some of my family and friends and colleagues on how when I was younger, my mom, before she passed, she was trying to get the same degree that I conquered. So as I was growing up, I always attracted or merged to the younger children, be it babysitting. Everybody want to be around me. Even now, kids want to come over for some reason. I don't understand, but yes, I do love the kids. My husband is pastor. He's been pastoring 21 years, but he grew up in the church that he now pastor, which the church celebrated 89 years this past month.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So I'm a church girl. I grew up in church, Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church under Reverend Dr. Clay Evans. I was there until I met my husband. And I was having that pull away issue that I had to go ahead and go with him. But that's it. I have three biological children and a bonus child because he would kill me if I don't say that. 28, 27.
Wow.
My daughter's 21 and my bonus child is 9.
Oh, wow. I love that. So let me ask you, First Lady.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, First Lady. When you talk about your gift, so for those who are trying to understand how to identify what their gift is, because I think a lot of times for us, it's kind of, you kind of know what you're good at, and we take it for granted sometimes, like what my gift is. I didn't think of it as a gift. I just thought of it of me just being me. Right. I'm a little weird. I'm a little quirky, I talk to Jesus in a different way. Right. So right. How did you, and you shared that there's a natural, something natural about, people gravitating towards you, especially kids.
Yes.
But how did you come to really identify, like, you know what, this is my calling, or this is my gift?
You know what? I believe, even though I've been doing it for years, it really didn't click until a couple of months ago. I was asking my husband, can we restart Sunday school? And I was trying to put out people, that I can ask. Well, maybe I can ask so-and-so, can they start? Maybe I can. So he just kept going. And then eventually I said, well, you know what? I can do it. And he said, I was waiting for you to come to that conclusion. So that right there just let me know, yes, that is my gift. My gift is, nurturing, teaching, educating young children. And I love it. I noticed that even though I feel I like more, working more with the like pre-K, kindergarten, maybe first grade, but working with Boys and Girls Club, and I'm with the older kids, I noticed that I do have something to share with them also, because I've experienced different things at a young age, and I'm able to relate my story and help other young girls conquer certain things that they're going through. Even though now we know we live in a total different day and age, especially with preteens.
Yes.
There's a lot. They go, I said, I feel like my mother and grandparents when they say, when I was younger, it was like this. But it's true, because they are experiencing different. They're on a whole different level than we were when we were their age. So
what are your thoughts around, so this is one of those, how especially believers and especially Christian women, myself in it, where we tend to respond to someone asking for help with just, I'm gonna pray for you. And a lot of us just kind of leave it there. How do you respond to, especially preteen and teen girls, when they're in that situation where it's not just okay, I'll just pray for you. You have to do something else, or, encourage them in a different way. What is some of the advice that maybe you could share with even parents that might be watching, about how do you help your teens and preteens beyond just saying, I'm gonna pray for you?
Listen to them. You have to really, a lot of times, when we sit and talk to our children, it's just that, a talk. But you have to really listen, because they can tell you something in the midst of the conversation. But you have to have that ear to catch, like, oh, that's what you're talking. It's like a aha moment you have. Because I noticed that even with my own daughter, because she's the youngest, and a lot of conversations that we have, I always, I mentioned this and shared this with some of the girls here, with my kids, period. I always had open communication with them, even though the boys, they be like, I'm not talking to you. No, ma'am. Why are you asking me that? Because I want to know. And I better ask, because if I don't, you'll get out there and do something crazy.
Yeah.
But with my daughter, I found we have, of course, a stronger relationship, and our conversations are amazing. I love the bond that we have. She will talk to me about a lot of things, and I notice some things she might not talk to me about, but she'll talk, either to her friends or god sister, because they're a little older than her. But other than that, my advice to parents, please listen to your children when they are talking to you. Ask questions. When they come home, how was your day? What happened at school today? You have to have those type of conversations. Don't just let them come in the house, go in their room, get on their phone.
I love that. Yeah, we're really quick to be like, I'm tired, you're tired, we're all tired, we don't want to talk. There's a question in the chat that says, was the open communication a part of your upbringing?
Not really. I think from not in my preteen, because my mom passed when I was 12. So I was actually going into 8th grade and she passed that summer. So I really, between like my aunts, my mom's sisters, I really could talk to them. I really could. My dad, not so during that time. But I would say my aunt, my mom's youngest sister, I could really talk to her even today. And today is really much better and fun because we're both adults.
Yeah.
So we can have adult conversations.
So how do you so as a first lady, you don't have to give out names and stories, but I'm just curious from the back of the pew, when you're counseling, women and moms, or just especially women in the church, is it a different approach when it comes to that kind of communication? Because you can only share so much about your personal journey because of the the relationship that you have with the pastor and et cetera, right? But how do you manage those types of communication?
So I find myself, of course, talking with younger women, but lately I have had conversations with women older than me, and I find myself still telling my story, because a lot of times the conversations that we are having connects to things that I have experienced. So I can tell that my experiences have shifted for this day and age, and it's helping others.
Would you mind sharing a part of what that story is with women who might be listening?
So when I was younger, my mom, she was diagnosed with, she had a condition that psychosis is called. And at that time, it was not really known. So she basically was like an experiment. So a lot of doctors she went to, was trying this, that, to see what was going, but it really attacked her lungs, and she had lesions on her cheeks. So for her to go out in public, of course, she experienced people staring, or even somebody saying something out of pocket, because you don't know. So as the years went on, when she was close to death, she had she couldn't breathe, and she kind of almost fell out in the street. And I remember that day like it was today, and they rushed her to the hospital. I remember going visiting her my last time, and they allowed me to go up and see her. And when I think of it now, it's still kind of,
because it's hard. Yeah, I can definitely, and I'm really sorry for your loss. I think a lot of us, as we get older, my mom passed in 2018. I'm Jamaican, by the way. She was in Jamaica, and I was here physically. And I'm, even in that grieving process, I don't know that I've actually started grieving, and it's 2023. So, I think that the one part about losing, especially someone that close to you and your mother, it takes time, and there's no amount of time. There's no right amount of time. You're always going to have that connection. And I wonder what your thoughts are around how has that it's trauma. So how has that trauma impacted you as a mom, or as a first lady, and as a nurturing, again, I understand why the gift is there. You're drawn to kids, but how do you think that has kind of impacted what you actually do as a mom and as a first lady and in your career?
So I noticed that me and my sister actually was having this conversation, and when you lose a mom at a young age, I feel that you're yearning for something as you get older. And so you search and you test and you experiment different things in different ways. I can share, I was married before my husband, and it was an older person. I was yearning for that love that I felt that I didn't, of course, receive in totality from my mom because she was gone. And then my dad, I felt that that's the love that I wanted. So I wound up being in an verbally abusive relationship. Yeah. And I feel that part contributed to me. But I realized, in certain situations, and I knew I was not going to stay in that situation because I had family members and friends that had been in that type of relationship. So I knew, right? And it wasn't until I woke up myself and said, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be with him. It's time to go. And I believe that moment the Lord spoke to me and said, take everything you can and don't turn back. And that's just what I did. Took everything that I could take on a plane. So that wasn't much. Yeah. I left everything. And I was pregnant at the time.
Wow.
And didn't turn back.
Wow. That's a whole leap of faith. Can you talk a little bit about the role that Jesus played in that? Like, it's not, this is not, again, for those who are watching, a lot of times people watch these shows and they're seeing the end part or further down in the journey, right? Not understand it's a journey, y'all. But
I think at that moment, because growing up in church when you a child, we're not listening, truthfully. We coming to church to see our friends, hang out with our friends. And then as you get older, you kind of remember certain things. And it's like, oh, so that's what that meant. Oh, wait, that's what that meant. But I remember when I heard the voice say, take everything and leave. I said, Lord, I promise I would not turn back. And I did not turn. And even though he was doing everything to try to get me to come back, I never went back. Never went back. I remember saying my grandmother told me, she said, this not the church version, so don't kill me. She said, you never eat your regurgitation.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes.
So that means don't go back.
Don't go back.
Don't go back.
Don't go back.
And God from that, God has truly, he truly blessed me. Being from that relationship and being told that because I was young and didn't have a job and was pregnant, nobody else will want me. It was that type. What you think you're gonna go out there? Who else want to raise somebody else's child? I had that whole conversation told to me by him. And then look at God. Look what he's funny. He gave me a preacher.
Right. I was gonna say. So you moved from the back of the pew to the front.
Oh my God.
What was that like? What was that like? Because that's a huge transition. What are some of the expectations as a pastor's wife that you have? What are some of the expectations?
Just from, I would say, like, the lifestyle, I guess. I didn't have a bad lifestyle. And but just to meet somebody that was a minister at the time, he wasn't a pastor. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, he's just a minister, not a pastor. And for him to accept me, and was willing to be with me through my pregnancy process. We wasn't even, engaged or anything. We were dating. And for him to be there through the whole process, for him to take over the role of fatherhood. He didn't have any kids. He didn't have to do that at all. And even to this day, people think my son is biologically his son. They look just alike. They look exactly alike. But he didn't have to do that. But for me to come from where I came from and be placed more so in the showroom, I'll say.
Yeah.
It was a different experience. And then finding out, I think by this time we were married 2 years, I think. And they voted him in pastor. I said,
wow.
I ain't asked for this, Lord.
This is a different assignment. The assignment
changed. Was different assignment, but I've been in it 21 years through the good, the bad, the ups, the down, all the above. Wow. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I would not. I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of people. I've built a lot of relationships. I love it. I thank God for the roots that I've had in my bringing up as a church girl, because that's what they used to call me in high school, because I always wanted to go to church.
Wow.
They call me church girl.
And here you are.
Right. But then now they say, you married a pastor.
You really married a pastor?
Yes.
I love that. What advice would you give for those who might be, maybe they're a little bit on the struggle bus maintaining their faith? What advice would you have for those folks?
Find you a person that you trust, that you can have a real conversation with, and a person that is willing to pray with you, and a person that is willing to pray for you.
Yes.
You have to have a prayer partner. You have to. And what I do is now, I've been doing it for a while. I find affirmations to say in the morning, on my way to work, before I come to work. I find, of course, sing my songs. I have those playing. And of course, prayer. You have to start your day with prayer. And a lot of people think it's hard to pray, or is it a certain way you have to pray? Right. No, you could be riding in your car and say, Lord, guide my hands while I'm driving. That's or right. Even if somebody come across your mind, Lord, touch so-and-so. That's a prayer. You don't have to go, Lord, in the name of Jesus, I come. You don't have to do all of that. But even though I know some people feel that way because that's what's put before us. But you can do a quick, those are called sentence prayer.
That's right.
Sentence prayer.
That's right. I love that. I gave a message this past weekend at a church. I'm in Georgia, and I was talking to the women. It was a ladies conference about the prayer closets. How a lot of us have spent a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money in these prayer closets. You come outside and everything, you literally leave stuff in the prayer closet,
right.
And you're still battling the same issues. Everything is a generational curse, all those things. And I was sharing with them that, you can literally have these same prayers standing in the kitchen, sitting in your car. So you're saying that it's the same, I think we tend to have, that religious spirit, but we don't have a relationship with Jesus. And you got which one you want? Because I'm going for the relationship.
Exactly.
So I love that.
My daughter, I was so amazed to see when she was in high school. I went in her room one day and she had like Post-it notes with just little prayers, Post-it notes, and she had a few like scriptures, Post-it notes over the bed. I was like, oh, okay, she know the Lord.
Right. That's right.
It's personal. Right. Do it like how you want to do it.
That's right. I love that. So we've got a few more minutes. I wanted to ask you, just looking back at your life and maybe where you are, what do you want to be remembered for?
My loyalty. I'm a person that will be with you to the end. I love supporting people, no matter what. I try to support everybody, be it parties, because I love parties. Parties. If anybody having some type of a program or speaking engagement, a summit, if they're dancing somewhere like the teenagers at a football game, I'll go. Whatever I can, people, they're going to remember me. Oh, Lakisha Kylce, she was a supporter. She was loyal. Yes, she was. Very much. I feel I'm a people's person. I just love to enjoy, especially now. I'm really enjoying life. So whatever that entails, I'm there.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate your vulnerability. Thank you for sharing your experience and your story about your mom and your healing process. Thank you for trusting us by doing that. Like I said, if it helps one person, we did what the Lord sent us to do.
Yes.
If it helps 10, it's a blessing. It doesn't matter. I'm just so grateful that you would spend your time with us this evening. And genuinely, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Lakisha. What do you want to? Is there anything else you want to say before we tell these people deuces?
No. Well, you know what? My thing these days is just to live, whatever your living is. If it be read more, if that's reading a book, if that's reading the Bible, pray more, give more. It doesn't have to be monetarily. You could give of your time. You can help somebody who need, like we do at our church, we do a feeding. I love it. We do it once a month. I love just seeing people come in, and even the testimonies that they say, we be waiting for you all. They be waiting for us to do it. I love it. So just live your life to the best. And my statement, my acronym, YOLO, you only live once.
Wow. I love that. So can you drop the name of your church again so folks in your area can come check you out?
Okay.
What's the name of your church?
Original Philadelphia Missionary Baptist Church.
All right. So y'all got that. Original Philadelphia Missionary Baptist Church. So if y'all are in the area, please make sure you check her out. Thank you so much, Lakisha. We're going to hang out in the back for a second, and then we're going to tell everybody, have a good night. Thanks, y'all, for watching, and take care.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.